Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today I want to talk about some news currently happening in tech. If you've been following the news, you do know two of the biggest names in tech, both Google and Apple, between last week and this week have made some major announcements. Google, of course, at the Game Developers Conference, the GDC, last week, introduced their cloud-based gaming service, Stadia, or Stadia, however it's pronounced. Right. Now we know cloud-based gaming is nothing new per se. Both Sony and Microsoft have launched their own services over the past few years. And while I don't use the service for either the PlayStation or the Xbox, I do own a NVIDIA Shield, which essentially offers the same service. Now, while all three platforms essentially do a great job, allowing me to stream the game without having to actually purchase a physical disc or having the actual hardware to run it. Neither have essentially addressed a lot of the issues that a number of gamers would have with the cloud-based gaming platforms. The majority of which being latency, because you do need a pretty good internet connection for these services to work effectively, right? Now, to start, both Google and Apple, attempt to entrance us with these buzzwords. For Google, it was "this is not a box," and for Apple, it was "we are not watching you." So privacy was at the forefront of their presentation. Now, so how is it expected to work? It will operate similar to some of the already existing cloud-based gaming services, except here Google chose to integrate the platform itself into YouTube, which allows you to jump in at any point. So if you are watching a trailer or gameplay footage, with the click of a button, you can start playing the game at that point in time, wherever that character may be, right? And essentially, if you can watch it, then you can play it, right? And this allows you to play wherever you want, whenever you want, and on whatever device you want, whether it be a PC, a tablet, or a phone. And of course, this means you'll need to purchase that sleek-looking controller that they announced on stage, but they did later on say that it is compatible with an HID-compliant gaming controller, so you should be good there. Now, I'm nothing if not an advocate for new innovations and competition in the industry, and if you're being honest, there's been nothing truly innovative in the gaming industry for the past 5, say 10 years. I mean, we did have VR, but if you're being honest, that is far away from being playable by the average or mainstream users, right? So in the interim, Google wants to be the Netflix of video games. And I can see this opening a lot of doors for indie games and other game developers who may have previously been limited by developing games for specific hardwares, right? And as gamers, I mean, we don't have to worry about upgrading our PCs if you're a PC gamer, or having the latest console if you were a console gamer. You need only open the browser, click play, and that is it. Of course, as it is now, not much is known about how this will work. Will it be subscription based, based on how a lot of the other developers, the direction that other developers have gone in? Will it be subscription based, or will it be something more akin to paying as you use? So you play for a number of hours and you're charged based on how long you've been online. So there are still a lot of questions, and Google is keeping things pretty close to the chest. I'm sure we'll learn more as time goes on, and who knows, maybe they'll surprise us and show up at E3. Now, as if to say, we hear you, Google. Apple, at their keynote event the following week, less than a week, announced their intention to enter the cloud gaming race as well, with partners such as Disney, Konami, and even Lego. And I'm sure many of you are at home wondering, will this be the day Apple breaks its mold? Will it be cross-platform? Will they release us from their ecosystem? The answer is no. Right, so no surprise there, and even more exciting than Apple Arcade or even Apple News at $10 a month, yeah, is the Apple TV and Apple TV Plus. And I don't care what anyone says, the plus sign is the real MVP of 2018-2019. Now, in true Apple fashion, the company brought in a lot of big names, the likes of Oprah, J.J. Abrams, Jason Momoa, and of course the biggest name of them all, Big Bird, to sell this platform as the new home, the future home for storytelling. Unfortunately, Apple fell short of any actual footage, but they did announce a number of major projects, one of which is helmed by Steven Spielberg, who has made no secret in recent weeks that films released on streaming services are TV movies. Yet somehow here he is. But if you are on Amazon Prime or an Amazon Prime member, Apple TV should look very familiar, or at the very least the layout looks very familiar. Right, it's essentially an amalgamation of different TV services all in one location: HBO, Stars, Showtime, etc. So not much has been revealed in terms of Apple's pricing strategy here, but with launch announced for May of this year, we can certainly expect to hear more in the near future. And Steven Spielberg aside, we can't help but wonder why studios would decide to embrace cord-cutting platforms such as Apple TV, symbiosis perhaps. A lot of these studios have realized that streaming services will not just go away because you wave your fist angrily like that old man chasing children off his lawn, right? What if they instead embrace it in a way that benefits them? The downside here, of course, being, and the question, who will pay for all these platforms, right? Between Apple, Disney, Amazon, Netflix, and even DC, and several other platforms out there, I'm beginning to miss cable TV, and who knows, perhaps that's the long game. In any case, be sure to post down in the comments, let me know what your thoughts are. If you are a gamer, what are your thoughts on Google Stadia? If you just enjoy watching movies and TV, what are your thoughts on Apple TV? Is it something that you would subscribe to, or have you already subscribed to several other services? Be sure to hit like or subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.